This is your host, B Rice, and you're here on WVCW. And of course, I got my man Deji up in here. What's good, Day?
How y'all doing? I'm good. You can pass me those headphones?
Yeah, no doubt, dude. No doubt. I don't want to be messing with your volumes or anything. But we chilling right now in the studio. We got a very, very special, legendary guest in the studio right now. You might know this man from just like his parts and works such as Wu-Tang Forever or Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. And you might also know him from just his classic solo album, Only Built for Cuban Links. And now he's about to come out with another solo album, September 8th, Only Built for Cuban Links 2. Give it up for my man Raekwon.
What up, y'all?
How you doing today, Ray?
Chilling, what's poppin'?
I'm doing good. How you and enjoying your time here at VCU and Richmond so far?
Oh, everything good, man. Everything good, you know. A lot of love, a lot of good energy in the building. See the young brothers going to work. I like that, you know what I mean? Y'all a young little squad, though, so, you know, kind of impressed with how y'all handling y'all business, though. That's what's up.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Now, you got a show coming up tonight at Down Under, right?
Yes, sir.
No doubt. And just give the listeners just a preview of your upcoming album, Only Built for Cuban Links 2, and what they should expect. Actually, the sequel to Only Built for Cuban Links that came out in '95. If you listeners didn't know, go cop that album if you don't have it. Actually, cop 2 copies. You got to keep one in plastic, though.
Right.
But tell us about Only Built for Cuban Links 2.
You know, Cuban Links 2 is basically just me you know, flashing back to the days of the first album. You know, the first one, like you said, we did it in '95, you know. I was in a different state of mind, you know. It wasn't about the glamour or the glitter or even trying to serve radio purpose when I was, you know, making that album. So this is definitely an opus back down that road. And, you know, it's a hip-hop album, you know what I mean? It's like, it's real street. You know, this is talking about the inner city, the ghetto, you know, drug dealers / you know, grown man coming up in them days, though, you know. So when you hear this, you'll definitely hear a powerful album, cinematic, real storyline, real street, hip-hop music, and basically, you know, classic material. Wow.
So I noticed the first album, it had a loose storyline. This one has a loose storyline, too?
Yeah, it's just, you know, like I said, for me, when I came in the game back in '95, you know, I was fresh off the street, you know, doing my little thing, you know, out there hitting and holding and hustling. And when I came into the game, this is what I knew. This is what I became, you know. So I was just speaking on real life stuff that I was going through. And that album happened to be like the forefront album to a lot of these cats nowadays. You know, and the stuff they talk about in their music, you know, the ice and the, you know, the cars and, you know, all that stuff we was talking about back then. So I guess a lot of people look at it like, you know, we the forefathers of that style. So we want to take y'all back as well as move y'all forward with this one. You know, so you're going to get a mixture of both worlds.
All right, no doubt. And you also mentioned that you are taking a trip down memory lane. And one of those elements I've also noticed, like while I've been hearing about Only Built for Cuban Links 2, is that you're working with the RZA again. And it's actually your first time, if I'm not mistaken, it's like your first time working with him on a solo album since Only Built for Cuban Links Part 1.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we worked on everything together. Like, one thing about Wu-Tang is like when a lot of these records is being made, especially back then, we was always collectively involved. You know, RZA is the producer. You know, we the dudes who get on them and make them what they are, you know. But for this particular project, you know, he stuck his head in and did what he had to do, you know. I didn't really apply too much pressure on him to be there like that because we wanted to make two different from one and have multiple super producers involved. And that's what we did. We got a couple other cats involved that really was excited and looked at the project as being a real project, you know what I mean?
Who else y'all get?
Well, so we got the late Jay Dilla on it. We got legendary Pete Rock, you know, I'm sure everybody know who that is. We got the RZA, of course. We got Dr. Dre. We got the Alchemist on there. We got my man Scram Jones. He did a lot of work in the game. And you know, when you think of that hit list, we got Eric Sermon. You know what I mean? Marley. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
these are dudes that really, really take hip hop serious, and you know they came with a flawless production for me. So
Yeah.
you know it made my job a whole lot more easier though.
So it's back to that gritty sound.
Back to that gritty sound, baby. None of that really. You know, you won't really get an R&B vibe off of this album.
No blame it on the alcohol or anything like that.
Blame it on the goose.
Yeah, not on this one.
Yeah.
Not on this
This
one.
is just straight hardcore. Like if you love straight hardcore music and you know hardcore lyrics, you know talking about stuff with content to it, this is your album. You know this is definitely be the best album this year by a landslide. Cause I doubt if cats even really thinking the way we're thinking on this project. You know when you think of Cuban Links, you remember the first one. Yeah, I know what it was. It was just us not really caring about what an A&R may feel. It was what we felt. You know what I mean? So when you get this album, you're going to enjoy it, man. Just turn it up loud and have the right system and you be good.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Word up.
And what were some of your favorite moments in like recording Only Built for Cuban Links? You just part two. You just named some of the people that you collaborated with. Do you have
Yeah.
any like special moments that you just stand out in your mind?
You know, it was definitely blood, sweat, and tears, and you know, a little love and joy in there. But I was just basically just trying to make a strong album in general. You know, everything was just straight work. You know what I mean? I had to, you know, put the family on the side for a minute to really focus on where I wanted to be with this, though. So, you know, we had good times. You know, I guess good times is when you in there with your boys. You know what I mean? You're in there with the clan and y'all going to work and doing what y'all gotta do. That's a good feeling, you know what I mean? To be around them smoking blunts and doing the things that we used to do back then. But you know, it's still work though right now for us. It's a job, so we was just in there working hard for y'all.
All right. And how was it working with Dilla?
I never had the opportunity to work with him in the physical, you know. I talked to him on the phone, and this was like a couple of months before he passed away. And, you know, it felt good to just have his energy involved because, you know, he's a big fan of Wu. You know, I didn't really know too much of the cat. You know what I mean? I didn't know he was getting in the way he was, but when I had the opportunity to walk into his chamber, it was serious. You know what I mean? Like, this dude did a lot of work. Like, he's considered like one of the top 5 in the game as far as production-wise. And, you know, he gave us a shot. You know, he called us and, you know, so yo, I'm a fan, yo, you know what I mean? Feels good to be involved with y'all, you know what I mean, with y'all movement. And I made this one particularly, you know what I mean, for this vibe that y'all coming with. So it was good to have a brother on board, you know what I mean? You know, it's sad that he's not here to be with it, you know,
Yeah,
see it in the physical,
But it's also
you know,
good that he left like a lot of material behind and stuff.
Oh,
And he keeps
trust
on
me,
getting
he
released.
left his mark though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, it's just all about us just, you know, keeping him in our heart and all of that.
Yeah.
He gonna be all right.
Speaking of Dilla, you pop up on Dilla's new album. How was that? Just recording that joint too.
That was cool, you know what I mean? That was me just, you know, trying to return the love, you know, for what he had done for me. You know, and you know, his team called me up and, you know, that's anything that has anything to do with helping his career, you know, I'm down for that. You know what I mean? Making sure his family is okay. So it was an honor to get on it. You know, they had me and Havoc on there. I guess they was like, we want some East Coast flavor, you know what I mean, on J Dilla joint. And we mashed it out. And it was live. It was live. Wow.
Cool. And we're actually about to get into the new joint off of Only Built for Cuban Links Part 2, House of Flying Daggers, produced by J Dilla. Did you want to tell the listeners just some information about this song or just some?
Yeah, this record right here is basically, you know, like it takes me back to the early 90s. You know what I mean? When RZA was at his best, you know. A lot of times, you know, we have, when we made this track, everybody thought RZA made it. That's how close he came. That's how close Dilla came to the bar. Is that he came with RZA's sound, and he came with his own sound too, though. But he was influenced by the RZA, and you could tell when you hear the track, it's just raw beats and raw lyrics. Like that's what I think about when I'm MCing. You know what I mean? We want that beat to still be able to take you back to the early 90s, and you know I just had to get the members on it because they names is on it. You can tell. It's like you know what got your name on it, and you know these guys got on it and put it in. Word up. So it's called House of Flying Daggers. That's straight out the karate flicks. Go get that video too. It's a hot one.
No doubt, here on WVCW, we definitely got more with the chef. Raekwon is in the building. Check it out here on WVCW. Peace.